Meeting Wednesday, November 1st, 2023 at 3:35 p.m. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Valmer. Alderwoman Keys. Alderman Browning.
Present.
Alderman Aldrich.
Present.
Chair Schweitzer.
Present.
Alderman Valmer. We have 4 present. We have a quorum.
Thank you. We will now move on to the approval of the minutes. I will accept a motion for the approval of the minutes from October 11th, 2023.
So moved. Second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Valmer. Alderwoman Keys.
Here. Aye. Just say done.
Alderman Browning.
Aye.
Alderman Aldrich. Chair Schweitzer.
Aye.
Alderman Valmer.
Aye.
Alderman Aldrich.
Aye.
We have 5 aye votes.
By your vote, you have sustained the motion with and approved the minutes from October 11th, 2023. Moving on to board bills for review. We will begin with board bill number 140, introduced by Alderman Aldridge. You are recognized.
Saving all my love. All righty. Thank you, Madam Clerk and members of the committee for allowing me to present Board Bill 140 in front of you today. Madam Clerk, could you read the summary of Board Bill 140?
Board Bill number 140, introduced by Alderman Rasheen Aldrich, an ordinance recommended by the Board of Public Service to conditionally vacate above surface and subsurface rights for vehicle, equestrian, and pedestrian travel in the remaining 187.83 foot portion of the 20-foot wide east-west alley in City Block 938 as bonded by Delmore, 21st Street, Lucas and 22nd Street, beginning 22nd Street and extending east to a point in the city of St. Louis, Missouri, as hereafter described in accordance with charter authority and in conformity with Section 14 of Article 41 of the Charter and imposing certain conditions in such vacation.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, for reading that. So as Board Bill 40 that Madam Clerk just mentioned, it's a simple vacation bill that would be vacating a alley that really isn't used between the 22nd Street of Delmar and Locust. This property on both ends of where the alley is owned by an individual. Hopefully they plan to build on it, but with that alley right there, potentially maybe housing or whatever, but with that alley right there, it makes it really hard to be able to do a complete build. Like I say, it's a very not used alley. The alley also goes, it's kind of weird, it goes into another like parking lot. So it's what we're trying to do is vacate the alley so that future development could be able to be used there, so it's not 2 separate parcels. And I also have Mr. Sweeney here to talk more about the vacation of this alley.
Wonderful. Are you ready for Mr. Sweeney to speak now? Okay. Madam Clerk, can you please swear in David Sweeney, please?
Do you affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name's Dave Sweeney. I'm an attorney at Lewis Rice, 600 Washington Ave. Honestly, the alderman really summed up all the major points. The property owner owns lots on both sides, so there's an unused alley that doesn't go to anywhere. So with the combination of both of these together, you'll have a much larger parcel than 2 pieces of a pie. You'll just have one. So there is no specific plan right now what to do with that property, but to just put it together. And it's obviously in a great location with all the great stuff going on in downtown West. If there's any questions.
Okay, we'll move along to questions unless there's anything else for you to add. Wonderful. Alderman Valmer, do you have any questions?
So the one landowner will have all, it just goes to the, you say he owns lots on both sides of the alley. So it'll become his, is it an individual or a corporation or?
It's a developer that owns them,
All right.
out of Kansas City that has owned
Okay.
other property in that
All right.
area.
No more questions.
Thank you. Alderman Keys.
Thank you, Madam Chair. No questions at this time.
Vice Chair Browning?
Thank you. No questions.
Thanks. This is a vacation. It's not a sale of the land, so it's just,
That's correct. Often we'll see the grid, which is very important, obviously. When you're vacating that, you're ending parts of it. This is actually one that's ready, but typically vacations are handed over. But yeah, they don't usually sell them. They could, I guess, but
Sure.
I have never seen that before.
so, okay. Wonderful. Thank you. I don't think you have any questions, Alderman Aldridge?
No questions.
Okay. So if you are ready to close,
I am ready to close and would ask the committee for a due pass recommendation.
thank you. I will entertain a due pass recommendation for Board Bill number 40.
I move that we pass Board Bill 140 out of committee with a due pass recommendation.
Any call for previous roll?
Previous roll.
Hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill number 140 has passed out of committee with a due pass. Thank you. Well done. Awesome. Moving on to Board Bill number 142, also introduced by Alderman Aldridge. You are recognized on Board Bill 142.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. This is very similar to the one we just passed, with a different location, another vacation. It's a very a triangle area right off of 11th Street and Locust. It's right across the street from El Blanco, or if you've been to Flamingo Bowling Alley, it's across the street right there. There's a little triangle section outside of these apartments where Mr. Cooley will be coming up to speak here shortly, that he's been maintaining and owning, or maintaining for a long time. He, for the longest, thought that it was part of his property. He's been doing a lot of cool stuff at this. It's literally just a little triangle where there's a tree, and he's been keeping it beautified and want to add more items to it for the people who live in or work out of that office space, but came to realize as he's talked to the city that he doesn't own it. So he got approved for the vacation of it for him to be able to have the rest of that little triangle space right outside of his office building. And if nobody have questions for myself, I will have Mr. Cooley here to come up and talk to the committee.
Thank you. Is it Mr. Cook or Mr. Cool?
Sorry,
it's Cook?
Mr. Cook.
Okay, wonderful. Come on up. Madam Clerk, when he arrives, can you please swear him in?
Feels good too. I just want to,
1 second. We'll swear you in real quick.
okay. Sorry.
Could you please raise your right hand for me? Do you affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
So about 15 years ago, I bought this little property that across from my office. I own the second floor of the Hadley Dean building. And we decided to renovate the building, and basically we were told that that little triangle was part. So there was a bunch of trash, and it was pretty roughed up, and there was an old tree that was broken down. So we tore everything out and brought dirt in and put a sprinkler system in and put a drainage system in, and we did all kinds of things to make it better. And then we started planting things, put a new tree and all that sort of stuff. And then we decided that we wanted it. We noticed that a lot of people in the neighborhood were using it as a dog park. Can you imagine? So we decided to make it a park. And so we planted a bunch of the shrubs, and I've been collecting all sorts of sculpture and things to put in. I have a really neat little sculpture that's going to go, it's all colorful and it goes up like that, and a fire hydrant for the dogs to pee on, and all sorts of really cool stuff. But that was about the time that I found out that I didn't control the property, and I didn't want to do all this stuff and lose control over it. So we still maintain it and have been on a regular basis. We clean the park every week at least, and so we're hoping that we can get the title for it so I can finish putting all the cool stuff in. And So that's why I'm here today, to see if I can do that.
Thank you. Any questions from the committee? Alderman Ballmer. No questions. Alderwoman Keys.
Is it Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Cook, I dig you.
What?
I dig you.
Oh, okay.
15 years.
Yeah.
You have been going above and beyond to create something beautiful for our city.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Okay.
And I want to direct the alderman of the 14th Ward, Rasheen Aldridge, to prepare a resolution for you and for, I guess, those people who maybe have assisted you in doing this great thing.
Yeah.
So bravo, bravo.
Yeah, thank you. It's going to be really beautiful, I think. Anyway.
Thank you. Alderman or Vice Chair, I keep calling you Alderman. I know that's true too, but Vice Chair Browning.
Thank you. I echo my colleagues' comments. It looks like you've been doing a beautiful job, and it sounds like you have some great plans. So thank you, and no questions.
Thank you. What kind of business? It says P&F Properties. So are you what kind of business
Well,
are you?
I first moved downtown about 20 years ago. I'm an anesthesiologist by trade, and I invented an airway device and developed it and put it on the market and started a medical company. And I moved my medical company down because I thought it was the right thing to do. And we kept seeing this building across the street, looking down, so we started renovating some properties, small properties downtown. And I think we have now 5 or 6 of them. We're presently renovating the 505 Washington building, in case you don't know, the mid-century modern building on the corner of Washington and Broadway. But we just thought it would be a nice thing to do, and so while I was running my medical company, I didn't have enough to do. So I started. I met a person who was really good at renovating things, and we sort of started P&F Properties. And we've renovated, like I said, about 6 buildings downtown already in the 15 years I've been doing this. You might know one of them, the old Bride's House. We renovated that building. We won a National Landmark Award for that renovation. So we've been doing a little bit of 2 things. And just recently, after the COVID, I decided to sell my medical company. So now I'm just concentrating on the real estate part. So.
Well, thank you for all that you're doing. Appreciate it.
Yeah, sure.
Great. Anything to say to close, Alderman?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and also thank you, Mr. Cook. I do want to echo the sentiments of the Alderwoman from the 11th and 9th. You know, a lot of times, especially in the downtown area, you hear a lot of negativity or a lot of things that's going on. And Mr. Cook, I think, is a great example of somebody who's invested in our city, invested in downtown, want to continue to stay downtown. And for the last several years have took it on himself to kind of create this cool little park right outside his property and maintaining it and want to continue to upgrade it. And I personally want to thank you, Mr. Cook. I know we've talked and it's been an honor to get to know you. And it sounds like I'll be working on a resolution on your behalf, co-sponsored by Alderwoman Keys. But he's a true example of some positivity in the city when sometimes we only talk about negativity. Thank you, Mr. Cook. And with that, I would ask for a do pass recommendation.
Thank you. I will entertain a motion for a do pass recommendation of Board Bill number 142.
Second.
Previous row.
Hearing no, you knew I was waiting. Hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill number 142 has passed out of committee with a do pass recommendation. Thank you, Mr. Cook. Thank you, Alderman Aldridge. Item number 3 on our agenda is Board Bill number 145. Alderwoman Boyd asked for a little more time on that, so we are going to hold that for now. Resolutions for review, we have none. Any committee discussions? I see none. Okay. Do we have any written testimony, Madam Clerk?
None.
Okay. Any announcements?
We have none.
Any announcements from this group? Okay. We were all present today, so no one needs to be excused. And now I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Hearing no objection to previous roll, are you serious? Okay. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Cook.